Hi guys, so today you might think that I look super matte. I feel like so anti-unicorn right now because I have no highlighter on whatsoever. But that's because I'm here to do a review of some liquid highlighters by a company called Pretties For Your Face. This company is an indie company, it's on Etsy, and I'll leave a link in the description bar below. I also have a 30% off code. It is Meteosprite in capital letters, and I'll put that right here and also in the description. So if you want 30% off your whole order site-wide, then please use that discount code. Who doesn't love a discount, obviously? So Meg, the owner, she makes her own makeup and bath products. I know she sells soap and bath bombs, but she also sells makeup in the form of liquid highlighters, woo, and eyeshadows, highlighters. I believe she sells blushes as well, and they're all really creative and gorgeous, unique colours and shades. So please don't forget to check out her shop. But today I'm just going to be doing a video on her magic drops, which are these liquid highlighters. So I actually emailed Meg and asked her to give me a little bit of information about these so I can share it with you guys. So she told me that they dry down and they last all day. They're virtually sweat proof. If you put some on your hand and run it under water, they won't wash away, but they come off easily when you remove your makeup with makeup remover, which sounds awesome, right? They contain grapeseed oil, which is super nourishing to the skin without being greasy, and you can mix them in with moisturizers and lotions to give your skin an all-over glow. I even use them as liquid eyeliners. So these sound pretty awesome. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try them all on my, swatch them all on my hand so you can see the colour and how they apply and whatnot. And then a couple of them I'm actually going to use on my face because, as you can see, I am drier than the Sahara Desert right now. I need some glow. So there's 4 in the collection currently, and I believe she has a holographic one as well, which has got like holographic shimmer through it, and it's really, really pretty. But these are all based on candy, so the names are all candy based, which I think is super cute. So there's a pink one here called Candy Floss. This is what Candy Floss looks like, and it's this gorgeous I guess like baby pink, really shimmery and stunning. They also have a dropper to them. You can see that's kind of how liquidy they are. It is really important that you shake them up well because you get separation between the pigment and the liquid, which is pretty normal. In fact, as you can see here, my Lorac ones, they do separate as well. You can see the clear liquid in the top and the pigment in the bottom. So hopefully you can see my hand right there. Just gonna squeeze a few drops. Oh! So as you can see, that kind of ran everywhere, but this is what it looks like when I blend it out. It's super soft. You can definitely feel like the oiliness to it. It's not like oily, like super over the top oily, but you can feel like a nice slip and it feels very moisturizing. So that is the first colour, which is called Candy Floss. Obviously you wouldn't have it this intense, so whatever's left on my finger, I'll show you what that would be like if you would just have it as an actual highlighter on the skin. You can see it gives a really nice, it's almost like a pinky silvery kind of glow. When you shake these as well, you can actually hear little metal balls in there as well, kind of like with some nail polishes, which I think is really cool. It's a nice little touch, and it's going to really help you shake that product up. But it is, as I said, it's really important that you shake them up because you don't want any separation. It does actually say that on there. It says shake me before using. So shake me well before using, which is cute. This next one is called Sugar, and you can see it's got a little pot of sugar on there, which is super sweet. And this one I would describe as a pearly, silvery kind of colour. A pearly ivory, your standard kind of like vanilla pigment, I guess. It's really pretty. Dropper. Okay, so this is Sugar. This is really hard to swatch, by the way, guys. Sorry about that. And then you can see if I just blend it in at the side, this is how it will kind of look on the skin when properly blended. So this is kind of like a more concentrated version. You can see just how pretty that is. And how reflective. Especially like that, look at that. Sorry, these are like the worst swatches ever. I'm gonna leave my favourite one till last. So next is Buttermint. Let me shake that one up. This one is kind of similar to the last one, except this one shifts gold instead of the silvery tone, and it's super gorgeous. It's almost like a little bit of a green and a little bit of gold at the same time. Buttermint, I believe, is my second favourite, so we're kind of counting down to my fave. Again, very wearable and stunning. You can see that this swatch here is very, very opaque, and then we've got the more natural looking swatch. So again, you can see that reflect, it's crazy. The final one is called Sucker, and it's this one right here, and this is so gorgeous. It's like a pink, I hope it's picking up, it's like a pink, really light pink with a tealy blue reflect. It's kind of silvery, but it's also kind of goldy. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I hope so much you can pick this up. So I'm hoping so much you can see that. It reminds me of a colour from the Anastasia Moonchild palette, and also it kind of reminds me of an Urban Decay highlighter that I've got. It's so pretty. It's like an opal colour is what I would explain this as. It's very opal. Lilac-y pink to a blue. It's so pretty. Okay, so let's try it. So I'm going to use this one here, which is called Sucker, and I'm going to add a few drops. So I don't know quite how much I need to add, but I'm not going to add a lot. So I'm just going to take... So I'm just going to take that to the tops of my cheeks. It's so pretty. So they actually blend out to be really, really gorgeous. Like, it looks so natural. It looks part of the skin. And I think one thing I'm going to really enjoy with these is layering products over them, like layering powders to get an even more intense highlight. You know what, I'm going to add a little bit more, just to see how intense we can get this. You see how crazy that is? It's like wet look, it's absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm going to use Buttermint just because it's a different tone, it's more of a warm tone. So I'm going to go in with some of Buttermint, and again I'm going to shake it really good. One thing I'll say is, like, a little bit goes a really long way, so don't put much of this on at all. As you can see, it just like, oh, it's so liquid. But it's like, look at it, it's like liquid gold. I'm actually going to use my wet beauty blender to blend this side out. Well, it's not a beauty blender, it's a Real Techniques sponge, but whatever. I was worried with them being like oil based, like grapeseed oil, that they would like remove my makeup below, and I've yet to check that out properly. I'll have a look in the closer up mirror in a sec, but just look at that. You can definitely see now the reflects in these. You can definitely tell this one's got gold reflect and this one's got that blue. You can really see that now actually, which I'm glad that you can see, because I was worried you wouldn't be able to see how gorgeous it is on the camera. I'm going to use some of sugar. Add a little tiny dot in there. I think you've got to work quite quickly with them because they start to dry down, they start to like dry out a little bit and separate, so you've got to work relatively quickly but not overly. See, I put too much on, but... So the final one I'm going to try is Candy Floss. Yeah, I had to try all of them on my face. This one I'm going to put a little bit over my eyelids and see how that goes. I'm going to do them one at a time. Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily use them on the eyes. I just got some in my eye. It made my vision really blurry. Obviously with it being oil, it's going to go blurry. But I feel like they're quite hard to control with them being so liquidy that I wouldn't necessarily put it near my eye, and with it being kind of oily as well. So yeah, I would use them only on the skin, like on the cheeks, and then like, you know, to highlight the face, like the nose and whatnot. Secondly, I'm just going to do a little test now. She said they dry down, so I'm just going to take my finger over there. It does feel, it feels a tiny bit tacky, and there is some come off on my fingers, but you'd get that with a powder as well. Like a powder would come off on your fingers, but it doesn't feel overly greasy, it just feels kind of moisturized. So yeah, they do seem to dry down quite nicely. Same with this one, there is some coming off of my finger. So what I'm actually going to do now is go ahead and add a little bit of my Anastasia over the top, just to see how intense we can make that. I know that a lot of you love the super intense highlighter, so over this side here, which is called Sucker, I'm going to go over with Blue Ice, which is actually, I think, my favourite out of the palette, alongside Pink Hat. I would say that Blue Ice is pretty much perfect to go with Sucker, so let's see. Oh my gosh. So I know what I'm wearing under this colour in the future. Damn, Meg. This is insane. Look at it. So you can definitely see how gorgeous that has made that highlighter. I mean, it was gorgeous anyway, and both of them are gorgeous separately, but you see that? So for this side, which is Buttermint, I'm actually going to go into, I don't know if you can see that very well because they're all so shiny with the lights, this one which is called Lucky Clover. I'm just going to flick any excess highlighter off my brush. And Lucky Clover is a gold with a green, which is kind of how I see Buttermint. Buttermint's not quite so green, but I feel like it could really bring out that, wow, it could really bring out that green in the Anastasia one by putting it on top of Buttermint, so look how pretty. So which side do you like? Do you like Sucker or do you like Buttermint? I think I like this one the best, but I love them both. I just want to clear something up as well. I did say that I wouldn't personally use them on the eyes, but that's not to say that you shouldn't use them on the eyes. And actually, now that I've used that Anastasia over the top, I'm thinking that these would be a great base for something like that. But the way I would actually apply them is I'd put a bit on the back of my hand and I'd get some on my finger and then I'd pat it on just to make sure that it doesn't run into my eye, which it obviously did. I don't feel like you need very much at all, especially around the eye area because your eyes are obviously quite small. So yes, I would probably use them on the eyes again as a base for the Moonchild palette. I'm talking about this one just because it's my favourite and it's got all the colours that will kind of complement these ones that Meg has made. And you don't even need anything else with these. You saw how gorgeous these were just on their own. And to mix them in with foundations and lotions and moisturisers and stuff, it just gives you a lot of options. I'm actually going to take a little bit of Pink Heart. I'm going to take a bit of Star, which I've never actually used this one, in the inner corners. So thanks so much for watching, and if you liked this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and check out Meg's store. Remember, you get a 30% off code using Meteosprite, all in capital letters, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! Mwah.